What's going on? Welcome back to Real World Tool Reviews. I was out here in the shop and I was doing some electrical work today, putting in a couple of switches and or a couple of outlets, I should say, and replacing a light switch. Doing some stuff for somebody in their garage. They wanted to add some plugs and stuff, so I did that. And I used up all my pigtails, so I like to keep just some pigtails like this, just in the pouches and stuff for when I need them, just for wiring, mostly for, if I'm adding something to a box or something. Just it's nice to have a little pigtail already made up, You can join it up and do what you got to do. So anyway, I was in here starting to make some, and I figured, well, it'd be a good time to talk about wire strippers. I love these that I just got in an estate sale. These are Craftsman wire strippers. Um, I like them. They are a cool design. I think I'm going to keep them maybe in the rotation in the starting lineup. I don't know where yet, but I think they're a good pair to have around because they have all the screw cutters and all the crimpers, and all they go up to the tiny 22 gauge wire. Just a good all around set. They got sharp cutters, So I was playing with them and I was like, man, these are pretty nice. And it just got me thinking about maybe doing a video about wire strippers. We sometimes we like to do these about different tools, and I show you all the ones that I own. So I really like these Craftsmans, and I think they might be made by Channel Lock, or they might be made by somebody else, and Channel Lock rebrands the same ones. But I used to have a Channel Lock blue pair of these that was very, very similar to this. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you know. But the best just pair of strippers I think I own now is this Klein. And I love these glow in the dark handles. They're super, super kind of cushiony, thick grips, and I really like that. Um, they're brand new almost, and they just do an amazing job of stripping the wire. It really is. It's awesome to have a brand new pair. Forgot what that was like, because I always used, these are my old Kleins I've had forever. I've dinged up the cutters, and they just, after a while, they just get dull. They'll still cut wire and stuff, but they just, they still, now that I'm using them, like, I swear, it's like, they're just, I go to the right place the fastest with these ones, and I'm still so much more used to them than any other set of strippers. Like, you see how natural it is for me with these. And these, you can't go wrong with them. I love their little cushiony yellow grips. They fit in your hand nice. You can't go wrong with them. But man, ever since I got these Kleins here, they really, really do the trick. But you see, I'm still not as used to them as I was these. So I don't know, but man, this is just made in USA quality, awesome. This is the kind of stuff that you can still get. And what's cool is these have this rivet here. Well, these do too, but like this pair has a screw there, so that'll wear out over time. But the Klein ones, you can't go wrong. I still think that these ones are probably my favorite. But these are like $22 or something. Pretty reasonably priced for a made in USA pair of wire strippers that you really can't go wrong with. I would suggest these Kleins. And then I was also messing with these, and these are cool. I also found these in a estate sale. These are Ideal Strip Masters. They still sell these. I saw them on the shelves at Lowe's the other day. And they're cool because they're automatic wire strippers, you know. You get them in the hole. You got, see, I'm just not used to them, but once you get it in the right spot, pretty neat how they do that. I don't know what, if you were doing a bunch of stripping at once and you didn't really need to cut wire a lot while you were doing it, I guess this would be good, but I wish they had a cutter. I don't think there's a cutter anywhere on these, and that's kind of annoying to me. So, I don't know. But they do really do a great job of stripping that wire. And it's a neat thing. They're made in USA. They're a neat little contraption, I must say. And then you've got like, oh, I've got one more pair of just strippers. And that's the ones, a lot of the time when I need a pair of wire strippers is when I'm working on air conditioners. And the one, I got to keep a pair of strippers in here. And the one I keep in there is these Greenleys, which I've had for a couple years. They still look pretty new because I haven't used them a whole lot, but they've ended up in the HVAC bag. I bought these because they were like one of the most versatile pairs of strippers that I could find. And my buddy had one and I liked them, so I got them. But they've got some pretty good cutters. They do, 10 to 20 gauge. They got your 632, 832, and they got a crimper, and they got a lock, and they got a spring. And this is a combination that you just don't see very much with crimper, lock, spring, wire cutters, and all that stuff. Like, these don't have a crimper. These don't have a spring. These have a spring, no crimper, no screw cutter. This has all of it. So, it's a versatile pair. They're Greenlee. They're pretty good. I mean, I've used them a good bit, and I like them a lot. These are not made in USA, Greenlee. I think these are probably made in Taiwan, but they're pretty good. And, I like to have a pair of wire strippers in just about every kit, So, speaking of that, this is my little pouch that I use for hanging light fixtures and miscellaneous other electrical work. Here's a good pair of strippers. I did a video comparing these and the Kleins and the Nipexes. These are the Milwaukee heavy-duty strippers or whatever. They got good little needle nose on them. I use them all the time. I really like these. I like the spring on them. I like the lock. I like the handle. It's not too sticky of a rubber handle. It's got your 632 and 832. They say you can make a loop right there. That's dumb. I would just use the needle nose to make a loop in a wire. But the only thing about these is the cutters kind of suck. They'll still do the job, obviously. But they just, I don't know. These other wire strippers cut better than this. But I have to say, it's hard for me to line up the stripper that I want with these. It's not as natural for me because it's kind of in the middle of this jaw, which has always been kind of weird for me. But I've gotten somewhat used to it, and it does what I need it to do. I like the feel of this tool. I just wish these cutters were better. And speaking of that, the tool that is this, but better, is this right here. And that's the Klein. This one has a really good crimper. And that's what, like these crimpers here, they'll get it done, but they're not that great. They're pretty lame, actually. You got to be really careful with this style of crimper. This is what I used to use for all my air conditioner crimp connections for a while, and they were just kind of sketchy. And I had a pair like this that I used to do it with, and you know, it's just a little sketchy. I don't know. If you get the hang of it and you make sure you take your time and make sure that it's a good crimp, it's fine. But what you really need is a crimper like this, and this one is a really good crimper if you're not going to use a pair of these, which is what I use now for all my crimps, and it is by far the best way to do it. But this one has a heavy-duty, good crimper for a multi-pair, you know, multiplier. And it's got good needle nose and just really great cutters, you know, Klein cutters. And for some reason, I find it just a little bit easier to line up the hole. Or I usually do anyway. Oh, I was doing the wrong one. Even these, it's like, with it being in the middle, it's just harder for me. I don't know why. I'm just not used to it, I guess, but I don't know. They still work great though. But they have heavy duty needle nose, and these journeyman handles are very nice. I really like these a lot. This is one of my favorite tools ever. I just really love it. The combination of the Klein style cutter, the good stripper, and the heavy duty needle nose with the good crimper is just a monster of a combination. You can get a lot done with these pliers. I really like them. Really like them a lot. They've been my go-tos for my air conditioner troubleshooting bag forever. They sit right here in this tool bag next to those little cutters, and use them all the time. So between that and this HVAC tool, multi-screwdriver HVAC tool, these two things right here are a dynamite combination, and Klein really killed it with those two. So anyway, I'll put them still in the pile. And then the last pair of strippers that I would need to talk about are, of course, the Nipex, which are, like I said in the video about them, just a little too expensive for what they are. The best thing about them is these cutters. This cutter here, it's what this cutter wishes that it was. I had to file this down because I messed it up so bad, cutting like just regular copper wire, and it made a big divot in it, so I had to file it. But that cutter is what this wishes it was. This thing will slice through some thick cable. It's really super hardened, good steel. It's just great. It just slices through stuff like butter. And what I do like is the simplicity of these. Like, it does 14 and 12, and that's it. So you know where your 14 is. It's on top. 12 is on the bottom. If you're doing just straight up like residential electrical work, this thing's awesome. I don't love this crimper quite as much. Maybe someday I'll do a video on just crimping little terminal connectors on and stuff, and do it with some different tools to show you kind of what works well and what doesn't. But in terms of just wire strippers on this one, I almost like the strippers on this better than I do these and the Kleins, because they're just easier to locate for me, you know? Like, I don't have to find them in the middle of that jaw. So I will say that about these. But these are like, I don't know, 55, 60 bucks, and that's just a little too much. These are like 45, and they're worth 45. These are better, but these Nip-X are still great. So anyway, as you can see, I'm a stripper enthusiast. I've got plenty of wire strippers, but man, I just I love all of them, and I've kind of retired these Kleins, but man, just using them just for a few seconds on the workbench has really made me miss them. So I don't know. I'll probably take them with me the next time I do some electrical work and just use them, because at the end of the day, these are my favorite ones. But I've really been loving these ones. These glow in the dark handle, really good Klein ones. They're great. I put these like you all seen my video about my electrical pouches and stuff. These Nip-X ones live in here with my meter and my plug tester and little cutters and stuff. This is just switching out breakers, plugs, switches, central right here. And those Nip-X ones are perfect for that stuff. So that's why I keep them in here. And then I keep these because it's nice to have a pair of pliers, needle nose and stuff for when I'm working on light fixtures and stuff. That's mainly what I use this kit for. I put this onto my pocket when I'm on a ladder, and you know, it works well. I keep these ones in the shop just for fun. And I don't know what I'm going to do with these Craftsman ones because they're so versatile. They might just need to go in my big tool bag where I've been keeping these. I need to do an update video on the big tool bag. It's really been working great for me, the CLC bag. But these Craftsmans are really nice. I love the Craftsman logo. I love the old Made in USA Craftsman branded tools. This is just a this just makes me happy for some reason. This tool makes me happy, and it's very well made. It works great. It's a great set of strippers, and I don't think it was used very much at all. Greenleys are good too. Like I said, they're the most versatile really of all these. They got big cutters, all the strippers that you're going to need for the most part, screw cutters, lock and spring, and crimpers, which is actually more than any of these other ones offer. So Greenleys are a good option. They're not that expensive. I think you can get them on Amazon. But at the end of the day, Klein wins. You know, they're wire strippers. You use them for working on electrical wire. And if you're going to be working on electrical wire, you just need Klein tools. That's just the bottom line of it, I think. At the end of the day, Klein makes the best strippers, and that's just the way it is. So, anyway, I think that's all I've got to say about wire strippers. Thanks for watching.